right, dear family of Karen Banks Morrill. Thank you for coming this far to pay your respects to Tana and her family, and Lyle and his family, and the rest of us. Everyone here is emotionally connected, and I think we all know that there's a permanent hole in our hearts. Some of us have ridden this rodeo already, and for those who haven't, let's just be extra compassionate and scoop each other up and give the deepest loving embrace so that we can all find a way to get through this. I'm grateful to be asked to conduct. It's only because I'm a blabbermouth. We all know, but if that in and of itself is a way of showing my love, I'm very honored and grateful for that blessing. Thank you to the pallbearers, our wonderful Karen, mother, grandmother, great-grandmother. Her brother is not able to be here, but his kids are, and thank you for that, for representing him and your mother. And all the nieces and nephews and the close friends and other family members. Thank you for being here. We've had a family prayer last night for those who were able to attend the viewing, and so that's taken care of. And so the program will, what we'd like to do first here is take and use this microphone to give a tribute. Anyone who is stirred in your heart to even just tell each other in the presence of those relatives, including Karen, who are witnessing this event. Any comment, including I love you, anything that you might be stirred to say in your heart, we'll go ahead and do that. And don't feel like you have to, but we'll do that. And then following that, I will go ahead. I've been asked to dedicate the gravesite, and I'll take care of that. It's an ordinance, and it is done by the authority of our Savior Jesus Christ, for anyone who might be wondering. So I'm not going to occupy this microphone first. If once everybody has said what they would like to, then I might make a comment or two, but I don't want to hog this valuable time. So the mic is open. Anyone who would like to come up, please feel welcome.
Grab a Pepsi and have a seat was the one phrase I heard almost every time I went through the door. Everybody's got their Pepsis. Yeah. Karen's house was always so warm and inviting. Everyone was welcomed around her table. And she just was so warm with her smile and so loving. My son and his family couldn't be here. They've got a stomach bug. But I want to read something my son wrote when he found out she passed. So hopefully with this light I'll be able to see it. So this is from Ryan Corbett. Although we are left here without you, the melody of the afterlife sings with your arrival. We will listen for your voice as you join our dear brother, your brother, and sweet sister in harmony. You were one of the strongest examples of perseverance and toughness. The love and the bond that you had with my grandmother, your sister, throughout your lives was one of the most beautiful examples of pure love. We will carry you with us through song and story and memory. until the day you welcome us into the phrases of that great melody. Thank you.
I miss my sweet aunt already. I just told Lyle I am having withdrawals from driving to Central Valley several times a week just to hang out with her and visit. But I'm one of her namesakes. I'm very proud of it. My Aunt Karen Fay, and when I was born, my mom named me after her, Carol Fay. And then the next day, Uncle Gary and Aunt Dorothy named Melanie Fay. And Tana, and tell me if I'm getting it wrong, but Tana had her Sherry Fay, and Sherry named her little girl Natasha Fay. And my kids helped carry the name on, and we have Courtney Fay. And there might be some more I'm missing, but a lot of times people say they hate their middle name, but I love mine. And I love the fact that I was named after her because she has always been very special to me. And whenever I would do anything for her, she would always say, I need to pay you back. And I said, we are paying you back for all the things that you did for us as kids. I never felt more loved by an aunt. She treated us like her own. And we've talked since all of this. Wylan, Jeanette, Tana, Mike, you guys are more like siblings than cousins. And you've said the same to us. And I will treasure that. And I'm happy to have more siblings because that's how we grew up. But I'm going to miss the stories because Aunt Karen shared all of the stories of her and her siblings' life, and it was just always fun to hear, she told me about when her and Mom lived in Clancy, Montana with their mom, and how they would take the truck out and drive all over the roads and spin out. And I think Aunt Karen actually taught her older sister how to drive. And I just love the stories, and I'm going to miss them, and I wished I would have wrote every one of them down. We should have started recording because it's hard to go back and remember all the details, but I'm going to miss her, and I just want you guys all to know that she's probably one of the most special people in my life.
Well, I wasn't going to do this. I do not talk in front of people, but that lady was one special lady. Her sister, her mother, that whole bunch was the best people I've ever been around. She loved everybody. And I'd like to thank all the help that's gone into just taking care of Mom the last little bit. Her friends, they're rock stars. My wife, that's an angel. This is the best man I've ever met in my life. Thank you.
last couple years. She was so good to me. She always helped when it was needed. I just loved her. Really gonna miss her. All my days off, I would always go over with my parents to watch the Jazz games, and with my grandma and with Karen. And didn't matter; they always lose, but we were always there, and it was just the time spent with her too. It was just so special, and I'm grateful that my parents took in Snowball too, because we get to see him all the time, and he's, he's just gonna remind me of her because he's just so sweet too, and so he gets to, I get to carry on and see him all the time, and he was her baby, and he just brings a light to the family too, and I just feel like through him we're gonna have her, and it's just but our just growing up and going to the reunions, it's always, and just listening to her singing last night on the recording, on the video, it was just brought back so many memories, and she was just the best, and she was another grandma to me, and even, to my little girl, she was Grandma Karen, and we just love her, and I'm grateful that she's able to now be with my, Grandma Luana, and
I am not. I'm retired. I think we all share a lot of the same memories that are so amazing with our family reunions and listening to the siblings sing around the fire. And we all know that if they had a different maybe road in life, they would have been the most famous singing group out there because their voices were incredible. But the one thing I want to make sure to leave here with everyone today, and I love all of our fellas, you guys are the greatest, but this family builds strong women. And started with Grandma Vivian and Aunt Luana and Aunt Karen, two of the strongest women I knew, and I'm so grateful. My mom is one of those namesakes, and Aunt Karen did a lot for her in her life, and I'm very grateful for that. But the tenacity and the strength of Aunt Karen, I see it in all of us, and I'm so grateful for that. We had great role models to look up to, and for now that the great-grandchildren to look up to, and their mothers and their aunts. And I just want to say thank you to the strong women that have built us, and that they've built the men that guide us as well. I'm so grateful, and I couldn't not come up here and say that to her and let her know that. And thank you to all of her family for the love that you guys still give to us, and the examples that you give to us, Uncle Lyle. You're a great man. You're raised by a great woman. Thank you.
I just wanted to come up. Those of you who don't know me, I'm Gary Cox Jr. And my dad is Karen's brother. I want you to know that he was crushed that he couldn't be here. he had surgery on his arm and is not able to travel at this time, but he wants all of you to know how much he loves you. And he was very blessed to be able to talk to Karen about a week before she passed. And Karen is a very, very special lady. She's always been there for all of us. And I remember being the youngest grandson. Yeah, well, my brother is younger than me, so I guess I'm not technically the youngest, but right in there of Grandma Vivian. And Aunt Karen was always there, and she always treated me. I remember just as a little tyke. She'd always put her arms around me. She'd give me a hug. She always told me how much she cared and loved for me, her love for me, and how great it was. I have so many great experiences, and many of them we've all shared together. We've heard her wonderful, beautiful voice and how powerful she was. Not only as a woman, but as a mother, as a grandmother, and a great-grandmother. My dad wanted to let her know, and he asked me to share this. He wanted me to say, little sis, your big bubby loves you very much and is going to miss you. Thank you.
This is difficult for me, but Mom was, when Mom before me and Mom spent together. We talk about all the places we went. Talk about when I come down and stay with her, we'd have jammy parties basically. We'd sleep for a little bit and wake up, and then we'd start giggling and talking about old times and the things that we used to do together and all the fun that we had. And the reunions were so fun, and all the family that we had, and spending time with everyone here. And I mean, we're such a close family. And Mom helped make it that way. And she had such good neighbors help her. And I am grateful for them. She loved them very much. From the Pepsis on the porch, from the bird watching and flower growing, and the dog training and walking. She just loved it. I'm gonna miss her so much. I know she's better where she's at now with the rest of her family.
I just wanted to come up here and tell Grandma Karen thank you. She was an amazing grandma, and an even more amazing great grandma. She was great to my kids, and I'll always getting to go visit her. And she always made sure that the kids had something to do. She'd always have little post-its at her table, and that's exactly straight where the kids would go. And they would go draw her pictures of her horses or Snowball, and she was so grateful for that. And my kids love to do that. They have a love of drawing, and that means a lot to me because that comes from her and Grandma Vivian, and I'm so grateful that they're able to do that. And I just want to say thanks to her again for raising such amazing kids. My dad's one of the best people in this world, and she did such an amazing job. And I love her so much and appreciate her, and especially for me and my husband, and her getting to go with me through the temple. I will always keep that memory that she's spent that special time with me, and I appreciate it. Grandma, I love you. I can't wait to see you in eternity.
Every time I think of Aunt Karen, I think back when I was really quite young, and Tana and I had lots of pajama parties, and and Karen was there, and I remember a lot of that time she was by herself. It was her and her 2 children, and she was a nurse, and she was a jewelry maker, and we watched her make jewelry. She was so good at it. My favorite thing was when she'd pull out the guitar in the living room, and we'd sit and pick the songs that she got to sing, and always Satin Sheets. That was my favorite, or it was my favorite, until she got into I Wish I Was a Teddy Bear, and Tana and I would sing at the top of our lungs with that one. But I want to tell you the words to the chorus, because this tells me how strong she really was and what trials she did go through. I wish I was a teddy bear, not living or loving or going nowhere. I wish I was a teddy bear, and I'm wishing that I hadn't fallen in love with you. I know my Aunt Karen, she loved people with all her heart. She did have hard times with few people in life, and she overcame it. And she didn't hold it, she forgave, and she went on with her life, and she made these children be what they are because she's so strong at what she could do. I am very proud of you two and what you've done as a family. I am amazed at your kids. They are awesome. But I just want to thank Aunt Karen for all the example she has set for not just you guys, but for all of us, and the love she shared with everyone. Thank you.
I just wanted to share some stories now. There's, get around talking to people, and there's family comes up, and there isn't a time that Grandma Luana and Aunt Karen's name doesn't come back up, and somewhere they get talked about that around this valley, they all drove truck, and most people talk about how those 2 ladies could outdrive most of the men around here, and just heard a lot of stories. And another story, there's a group of people around here that they do lunches every Thursday, and started out with the ladies, and there's a few men that show up there and stuff, but I always refer to it going to lunch with the old ladies, and sure gonna miss you there at the old lady lunch, Karen. Love you and miss you.
lot of people, but so many memories with her. We'd go to the doctor. She had to do. She'd get excited at that, but when we'd George, she always loved it. We had, you talk about when she lived in Beaver, when she was she lived in the farm. She was little, and we'd see a Cox truck. Sherwin used to drive for Cox. See that Cox truck? Every time. She loved brother. Great grandkids go to Dakota. She'd never been to Panda Express. Well, now that's her favorite place to eat, Panda Express. Richfield took her to Fizz. Her favorite drink at Fizz, Drama Mama. So remember that. Go try a Drama Mama. So I tease her and bring her a drink. Hey, Drama Mama, here's your drink. But we had to go to the car wash too. The one day, the car wash. Subscription. Sorry, well, I really like that car wash. So I went and paid $20 for the car wash, so we'd go to the car wash. I loved her so much. We had so much fun. When my mom passed away, she goes, if you ever need anything, I'll be your mom for you. And she has. She's been so good to me. And I've been in this family 39 years, and you guys have been so wonderful, so welcoming. Just love this family. My husband's been so wonderful, and Tana and that. I just love you guys, and thank you so much. She loved every one of you. She never judged anybody, not once, and she welcomed everybody into her home. And I just want to say thank you, everybody, for coming and loving her and sharing with us.
Hi, I'm Melanie. Just like Lyle, I don't do well in front of people, but I just wanted to get up and let you guys know that Karen's friendship was a true blessing. Although short, she was a no-nonsense woman with a kind heart and a gentle soul. And I'm just grateful to the Lord that He gave me this friendship, although brief, and just get to know the family a bit. And it's been a true blessing. So I love you, Karen.
Grandma? Thanks. Maybe now you can pull some strings for the jazz up there. They might get better. We'll still cheer for them for you. Grandma was such a great woman, and I know why she loves all of us so much is because she knows who she was and where she came from, and that we're all family. Her family history was so important to her, and I know that she knows and understands that connection between all of us, and I hope we remember that and just share our love with each other and know that we're all children of God. Love you, Grandma. Say bye to Grandma. going to assume that everyone who's made a comment is covered. Okay. Oh yeah, she's a chip off the old block. Yeah, let me get the...
I'm already freaking crying. This is just how I roll. Okay. I just wanted to say that I was thankful to live near to her so that I could see her kind of often. I didn't see her as often as I would have liked to, but I was able to be there for her 80th birthday, and I'm so thankful that I was able to see her that last time. She was definitely a special woman, and she was more of a grandma than an aunt to me, like Sierra said. And she did. Everybody has said she loved everybody. She was the sweetest lady. She was so nice. And I loved hearing stories too. I remember, it wasn't too long ago, maybe like a year or so ago. I think I was put in charge of feeding the cat. Possibly. Anyway, and I can't remember if it was my mom, but she said, either my mom or my dad, they're like, you know, if you go there and you feed the cat, you have to stop in and say hi. And I was kind of in a rush. I think Aubrey was visiting and she was trying to leave to go back to Nevada. And anyway, I get out there and I feed the cat, and I feel bad, but I was trying to rush, you know, and she caught me. She opens the back door and she goes, well, you know, if you stop, you have to come in. She needs help with anything, and she had me help open some like protein shakes or something for her, and then I sat down and talked to her, and she shared some stories with me, and I really cherish that. And I had Aubrey calling me, where the heck are you? I'm trying to leave. I'm like, sorry, I'm visiting with Aunt Karen. I'm, you know, trying to get out. But I'll always remember that, and I'll always remember her voice. Her voice was distinct, and I loved hearing her singing last night at the viewing. It was really, really special. Those were some of my favorite songs growing up, and I mentioned when my grandma passed, God must have knew who he was sending me to, because I feel like they connected me with Braden, my husband, because all of those songs he sang with his dad growing up as well. And I've never met anybody that knows those songs except for him. So I'm just very thankful to be sent to this family. And Uncle Lyle, so thankful for you. You are an amazing man as well, just like my dad. You guys are almost the same person. So I'm thankful for everybody in this family, and I'm thankful to be sent to this family and be loved and cared by everybody. And I'm gonna miss Aunt Karen, and loved her so much, and her love for horses also is kind of another thing with Braid that really kind of drew me to him. When we very first started dating, I was like, you just remind me of my Aunt Karen. Like, it's kind of funny, but anyway, so thank you, and love you, Aunt Karen, and I'm glad you're with Grandma, and give her big hugs and kisses for us. And I was really sad I wasn't able to say one last goodbye to my grandma, because it kind of happened suddenly, and I really regret that I didn't spend more time with her before she passed. So I was very thankful to have seen Aunt Karen before she passed.
you don't know who I am, I am an in-law granddaughter. But to Grandma, I was one of hers. I have been in the family for quite some time, actually. She is our spicy grandma, for sure. I am thankful she let Colton use her shop, her and Stan's shop, so we could spend lots of hours with her. And heard the same story a few times and lots of different stories. And then they became pretty familiar. But yeah, she was a good one for sure. And I'm gonna miss her.
I hate doing this. I'm grateful that I could speak and say a few words for Aunt Karen, and I'm gonna miss her so much. And I'm gonna miss all the jazz games with her, even though the jazz was horrible this year. Hopefully next year they'll do better. I enjoyed listening to her her last few weeks. She'd always listen to Alan Jackson was her favorite. Listen to and then her songs last night, and I know and then all of her the luncheons that we went together, and sometimes would have pizza. We always have pizza night over at Aunt Karen's when we watch a jazz game. Or remember the paninis that we always made together. We always had a great time, and we'd always watch the jazz game, even though they didn't win. So, and then she got me drinking Pepsi because I wasn't drinking Pepsi. And this one's for you, Aunt Karen. Love you, and I'm gonna miss you.
How are we now? About ready to dedicate this site and make it sacred. And I hope that we'll all come back when we can. This is the route to get to Kanab and Hatch. So just barely off the asphalt. So I will go ahead and dedicate the site. O Lord, pour out thy Spirit upon thy servant, that he may do this work with holiness of heart. Dear Father in heaven, we've gathered at this site to pay tribute and honor one of your choicest daughters. By virtue of the name of your Son, Jesus the Christ, I dedicate this location, this gravesite, as the resting place for the remains of your daughter, Karen Cox Banks Morrill. And ask that this site be protected from all forms of malevolence, and that be a sacred resting place, awaiting the promise of the resurrection that will come because of thy Son, because of what he has done for humanity. We're grateful that we have learned these principles, and we have learned them primarily through our mothers, Karen being a choice mother. and her mother being a choice mother, and all of our mothers. We pay tribute to them, for no man has ever attained life except through the womb of his mother. Please, again, make this place sacred to this family and protect it from harm as your daughter awaits the promise of the resurrection through your Son, Jesus the Christ. And this we pray collectively in the name of our Savior Jesus Christ. Amen. Okay, at this point, I don't know if there's any other flowers to be deposited here. I don't think we had boutonnieres or anything like that. I'd like to thank the Springer Turner Funeral Home for doing a wonderful job helping us with this whole matter. And I think that that's all the remarks that I have. Is there any unfinished, any matters of that need to be addressed? I guess a toast is what's being, so it's, let's, someone to make the toast. I don't even have a Pepsi in my hand. To Aunt Karen, to Grandma. Amen. To one of the greatest women ever. Be sure to wrap your arms around one another before we all part our ways, and drive carefully. Closer that you get to, I mean, look at where we've been raised. I mean, you know, this is an example of really the kind of people we are. And so, you know, these darn careers that we have to pursue in order to have the basics of life sure are a distraction. So come back to this place on your way to your origins, your place of origins. And let's be mindful of one another and celebrate the achievements of our upcoming generations. We've tried to do that. Let's continue to try and do that. Let our kids, our grandkids, and our great-grandkids, among all of us, know how proud we are when they make those good decisions, when they work hard, when they accomplish their goals. I love you all. Thank you for being here. Okay, those who are escorts, would you please come and come forward where Jeanette is standing and take a flower. While that's going on, I'm just gonna thank and announce these the casket escorts and the honorary pallbearers: Brandy Perkins, Sherry Jensen, Randy Naylor, Misty Morrill, Dakota Bischoff, Haley Callister, Rachel Hickman, Bailey Banks, Stephanie Hook, Braylee Hickman, Sierra Anderson. Honorary pallbearers: Mike Moore, Clinton Morrill, Trayton Morrill, Riley Morrill, Kevin Callister, Andrew Hickman, Gaydon Morrill, Rustin Morrill, Deacon Hickman, Caden Crafts, Dayton Morrill. Hope I got those close. Thank you, everyone.